Hey there learners! English is hard. It's tough to master, and even native speakers regularly make mistakes. In this series, we're looking at some that happen way too often, and we'll show you how to avoid them.
Episode 7. Pluralisation. Usually, when we want to talk about more than one object, we simply add an S to the end of the word. One object, many objects. Or, if a word ends in S or a similar sound, we may add an ES instead. Kisses, boxes, quizzes, churches, brushes. However, English has a lot of strange words that don't follow this simple rule, and it is very easy to get confused. As with many English language oddities, these exceptions to the rule are leftovers from the language our modern way of speaking come from. English has evolved from several sources: Greek, Latin, German, French, Spanish, to name a few. It's a melting pot for most of Europe's languages and even some beyond, which explains why it doesn't always make sense. Older versions of English from centuries ago sometimes pluralised by adding N to the end of a word instead of S, and some of the variations have stayed with us. Man to men, child to children, ox to oxen. Old English had gendered language which modern English has done away with. All objects are now it rather than he or she. In Old English, there are different rules for pluralising the different genders: male, female, or neuter. When pluralising neuter words, they simply left them the same. This leaves us today with several leftover words which are the same in singular as they are in plural. For some words that end in an F or F sounds, we replace it with a V and add ES, such as wife, wives, wolf, wolves, hoof, hooves, knife, knives, leaf, leaves. However, we don't do this for every word like this. Roof is roofs, not roofs. Wolf as a verb is wolves. We have puffs of smoke, not puffs, and coughs, not coughs. This again seems to have evolved from an Old English rule. If an F was at the beginning or end of a word, it would be pronounced as an F, but if it was in the middle, it would be pronounced as a V. For example, the word seven used to spelt with an F. Of course, English has roots in other languages, most famously Latin and Greek, and so some of the pluralisation rules have evolved from them. In particular, Latin has given us those words which end in us becoming an I, like cactus to cacti, nucleus to nuclei, fungus to fungi. To add further confusion, there are several plurals for the octopus. Many will insist on correcting octopuses to octopi, while others will insist on the Greek root and make it octopodes. However, all are acceptable. English took some pluralisation rules from German, although the results were not always identical to the source. This is where we inherited the move of making some double O words into double Es to create their plurals. A German rule that evolved differently also explains why we pluralise mouse to mice, but house becomes houses. The similar singular forms came into English in different ways, so the rules applied to them were different. We have also taken some plural words from Italian and used them as singular nouns, such as graffiti and panini. It is little known to the average English person that lasagna with an E is the plural of lasagna with an A. Then we have some words which sound like plurals but have no singular form. Unfortunately, due to the mess of rules that don't make much sense when put together, there really is no convenient way to memorise which words are irregular and which simply need an S. So it's no wonder that even native speakers can struggle at times.
Thanks for listening. Check back soon for more tips on how to master English with focus on learning.